What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to Redemption with Jaden. First of all, you might notice that there are a few things that are different about this week's video. One of them being my location, one of them being the weird camera angle, one of them being the background, and also if you're paying close attention, you may have noticed that even the intro was a little bit different. And all of that is pretty much due to the fact that I am recording in a different location, my brother's house, because I'm dog sitting for him. And I didn't have my regular intro video with me. I forgot to put that on the flash drive. So here I am making do with what I've got, which happens to be a version that John Hendricks sent me after I sent him the first version of my intro, just to kind of get his thoughts, pick his brain a little bit. And he was like, we should, because at first it was just like fading out at the end there, and then it just popped, or he had the idea of like, all right, maybe you should add something at the end there, and he sent me the idea of just having the logo pop out a little bit, doing like a more interesting transition there, which looked pretty sweet. I almost went with that. Then I ended up going with the kind of the swirl thing that's in the normal intro, which I'm sure some of you have by now gone back and rewatched it just to see what I'm talking about. But shout out to John Hendricks for, for one, just being constructive with his feedback and that sort of thing. And he's like that for for everything. So he's a great guy to reach out to if you need some advice. Maybe not with your redemption deck. If you're, no, I'm just kidding. Even that, I'm sure I'd be happy to talk to you about a deck idea or something you're working on or brewing. But also just thanks for putting the time to put that together and then email it to me so that I have it for later, accessed through the internet, and can use it on today's video. I also didn't have my logo on the USB, and I'm running Lackey off of that flash drive, and I had my old logo as the background, and I was like, well, I didn't want to confuse anybody, so I just changed it to a more neutral background in Lackey here, so the playing surface looks a little bit different. Nothing to worry about. It's actually probably a little bit of relief for you because, as you may notice, the deck that I'm playing doesn't seem a whole lot different. Like maybe half of it seems different. I guess it's fairly different. There's still a nativity portion of it, which has kind of been a mainstay of the last few, maybe more than a few decks or videos that I have put out, and I apologize for that, but it's good. I like the nativity splash that has been kind of playing around with that in different themes, but this one isn't just a splash. It isn't merely a splash. It's more of a focus in this deck. The splash is really more the Bethany trio, which we've got Lazarus and Martha, and then also Mary here in reserve. And that's more of the splash in this deck. The focus is kind of nativity, really just maximizing that Star of Bethlehem, trying to get it early, and trying to get a lot of value from it. So we've got cards, we've got some star abilities that we like to activate, like John the Forerunner, to get some good dominant from deck, and then top deck it with Jeshua to get an extra draw. We've got Untouchable and Hospitality in Bethany to get some extra drawing as long as we control a Meek hero, which as long as we have Heavenly Host to make some tokens, we can do that. Otherwise, the Nativity, or the Bethany folks and also Mary are able to be played as Meek so that they can, so I can get the extra draw on that. Some might argue that Jeshua doesn't actually need to be in this deck, and that's probably true. Kind of the background behind this is it's not really a new deck. It's not something that I just came up with like recently. It's actually based on sorry, my window was weird size there. It's based on a deck that I was actually working on pretty much right up to when the one territory class rule was about to be implemented. So I think it was like December of last year that I was last working on this deck, and um, had everything like numerous as the stars, fifth seal, delivered, all that jazz. Even Teaching in Parables was in the reserve, and then First Sacrifice was in the main deck. And even though Teaching in Parables could only be played on Jeshua, but I figured it was worth it in the reserve, at least when you've got multiple territory class enhancements to be able to play. So I definitely had to do some adjusting, some kind of backpedaling to make it so that the deck would actually function in a one territory class environment. So that was kind of fun, taking that deck that I don't think I actually released with anything or like posted with anything. I think it was maybe loosely based on some ideas that other people were posting in Discord. I don't remember exactly. It's been a number of months. So if this deck looks really familiar to you, minus some of the territory class stuff, then maybe it was your deck, or at least like some idea that you had. Sorry if I pirated that, but anyways, the combination of the Bethany and the Nativity stuff, I think is something that people have talked about, and it seems like there's more synergy there than with some other any other themes, I guess, or like other combinations that I've tried Nativity with, especially like posties, because there's more overlap with the brigades. You can have a focus on white, but there is enough clay that I figured it'd be good to have some clay enhancements. I mean, I wanted Untouchable for the star ability, and Redemption has a pretty sweet star ability to activate with Star of Bethlehem as well. Not to mention, it's a good finisher with awesome things. If I've got a bunch of tokens, can play this to select up to X evil cards, which is a number of my meek heroes, not just like clay NT heroes or meek clay heroes like some of the other X battle winners in Gospel of Christ. So Great Commission and Love One Another are a little more restrictive in their X's. Redemption is just a number of your meek heroes, and you get to choose that many evil cards, convert the humans, and reserve the rest. So, for a lot of cards, it's going to be a permanent, well, more permanent dealing. It's not like discarding, which would be probably the most permanent, but, well, I guess removing would be the most permanent. Anyways, banishing, I should say. Which, by the way, if you haven't updated Lackey yet, I'm just rabbit trail, kind of a squirrel moment here, getting distracted. The banished zone is now called the banished zone, no longer removed, along with other things that have been updated in Lackey. And yes, there are a few issues that I'm going to be working on resolving this weekend. If you have done the update and you notice some issues, like perhaps the images for the starter deck cards are still the old images, check out the Lackey help desk channel for the way to fix that. That it's kind of an unfortunate way that it worked out with the image file names for the original starter deck images that were like the starter decks that released at Nationals. They have the full border, whatever. The file names were not specific to being a first print because, well, it was just the first print. Wasn't, I mean, I guess there was a second print that was expected, but I don't know, maybe not all the change, or it wasn't expected to change that much, or when it was added to Lackey, or when the images were being created, they might not have been thinking that far in advance as far as like just naming the images. It's kind of a very minor detail, but with Lackey, it's a little more important to have different image file names and make sure that they're consistent. And I thought it would be better to rename the old ones instead of renaming the new ones, just because the old ones are kind of the more unique ones, and the what are going to be released as the official KL Israel's Deliverance starter decks are the kind of final product, or that's the way the cards are going to be in perpetuity. So it's the names, the file names are the same. I changed the old ones. It makes it a little bit tricky then when you're updating Lackey, because it looks for new image file names. It's like now the file names that you already have are the old ones. Anyways, instructions for fixing that are in the Lackey Help Desk channel. If you're brand new to installing Lackey, like you don't have to worry about that. It's already going to be fixed for you. But if you had the images for the old starter decks previously, then you would have to go through, delete those images, and then just reload the plugin, and it'll find the new images. It just doesn't know to look for them right now because the image name already has files with those same names. Anyways, there are some other things that I'm going to be fixing in a patch, hopefully like this weekend, and that should be coming through the pipeline within a week or so. Fingers crossed, I guess, that we catch everything. If you notice something that's wrong, feel free to post it on the boards in the Lackey update, like the most recent update post. Renee and I have already posted a couple things there, so we are those are some things that are going to be caught in the fix, or fixed in the patch, whatever. Okay, that was a big rabbit trail. Sorry. What was I talking about? Okay, getting rid of your opponent's evil characters with redemption. Putting enough of their evil characters in reserve is basically like banishing them, because normally people don't have a way to get a mass number of evil characters from their reserve. I'm just saying it's pretty decent. The other finisher in the deck, of course, to use with awesome things is Impartial Judgment, which is maybe also not really necessary. Jotham in there to pull it out and be able to play it. It was kind of more of a remnant of the original version where like everything was supposed to like come out on turn one. Like it was going to be making a bunch of tokens, and then playing Star of Bethlehem potentially even twice on turn one, and then turn two would just be Jotham and Partial Judgment with only one territory class enhancement per turn. That's not quite as feasible. So Impartial Judgment and Jotham maybe don't need to be in there, because I think the deck has enough other things that it can work on, and maybe Awesome Things doesn't need to be in here exactly. We are running the cross, so there could be an argument for not using that either, and just swapping it out for another impactful dominant. Maybe Vain Philosophy would work pretty well with the defense, but yeah, there are some things that could be played around and tweaked a little bit, but I was just kind of wanting to give it a good dry run, I guess, with some of the changes that I had made, taking out some of the consistency elements that having multiple territory class enhancements per turn offers, with adding a little bit more punch. So cards like Redemption, I don't think Untouchable was in there before, or maybe Untouchable was in there and Hospitality wasn't. No, I think one way or the other. So yeah, that added a few more ways to actually win battles other than just putting pressure on your opponent's hand, which this deck also does do fairly well, having both Martha and Simeon on offense. Getting one of them early can help to apply some pressure for sacrifice in the reserve. Impartial Judgment to finish it off, and then on defense we've got Trappers and Domitian and Terrifying Beast, so they can all add on to the pressure that you're adding. Also, if you use Famine in the Land, you can reduce their hand size by 1 to make it a little bit trickier for them. But yeah, so there's definitely a lot in this deck to kind of counter what your opponent wants to do. We've got ways to negate neutral cards, we've got ways to negate evil cards, actually 2 ways to negate evil cards, so good layers there. And it's fairly fast. I think it is a little bit chaotic right now. I need to adjust it, I think, a little bit, just to have the consistency be there, especially with the reserve. It's kind of chaotic, but with the Jotham and Partial Judgment, that's kind of why I'm thinking maybe doesn't need to be there, but could be. We'll see. So that's where the deck is right now. If you have thoughts or suggestions about the deck, I would love to hear them. If you want to put them in the comment section below. You could also put them on Land of Redemption, where I post the deck list, which probably not as likely to see that because I don't get notifications from that. But you could also just message me on Discord or something if you want to as well. Maybe I'll post or you could post it on Discord somewhere that in response to this, or link the video or something, or the Land of Redemption article. I suppose that would bring people directly to the list so that they could go see what you're talking about. Anyways, all that said, this week's game is going to be for Lackey Grand Prix number 10. I know Lackey Grand Prix is up to double digits. It's getting so big. Where's the time gone? Anyways, we're up to number 10. This is round 1, which is against joemama. Wait, not your mama, just joemama, who is actually a guy from my playgroup. You might have met him if you've been playing in the previous Lackey Grand Prix, or in I think the last two, well, the previous and now the current Zoom Discord Invitational Rob M tournament. So those have been, or he's been playing in those. His son has also been playing in the Zoom tournaments. His name's Joe, and you may have, if you've talked to him, you may know that he is a Minnesota player. He and his family go to my church, and we were able to connect. And he has they have a bit of a history with card games, and so I was able to introduce them to Redemption, or I guess kind of reintroduce Joe to Redemption. He played many years ago, but it wasn't didn't get hooked, I guess, or wasn't plugged in with the community as much. So he was excited to jump back into it, and finding out that there was a good player base for it. And you'll notice that in the game, while he is still relatively new, he is certainly catching on quickly, and his knowledge of card games and strategies is definitely there, as he picked out two of the stronger themes right now with Disciples and Herods. And so yeah, it was definitely not a pushover by any means, even though he is a relatively new player. So you better watch out for him if you play him in the Grand Prix or the Zoom tournaments going forward here. So we had a great game, and I'm excited to show it to you guys. First, going to do a little bit of talking about Your Turn Games, because who sponsors the channel here, and because we got some exciting news. I mean, because we do that every week, but in addition to that, there's more reason, I guess, or more excitement. I don't know. I'm gonna stop talking. Go over to me at Your Turn Games. All right. Big news on the Your Turn Games front. Well, really on the Redemption front as a whole, but Your Turn Games is one of the outlets for this big news. The Israel's Rebellion set pre-orders are here. So once we have confirmation on the shipping and everything, we'll know, or we'll have a better idea of when the set will be legal, and people will be getting it probably around Nationals is what I would expect, but that's just a guess. That's kind of what we're hoping for, is that everything is set to go for Nationals, that we can do drafting with it. That is what has historically been one of the features of it, I guess, or of Nationals, is you get to play with a new set. Hasn't always been the case, but sometimes the releases are a little bit different. But yeah, so Israel's Rebellion set pre-order. So this you've got options here of the complete set for the entire thing for $260 for the pre-order sale. And you can just do the commons for $50, the rares for $75, or the ultra rares for $160. If you do the math, it adds up to be a pretty good deal to get the whole set all together. So if you're into that, I would recommend it. There's also the option to get the pre-order boxes, or you can get just a booster pack. You can get however many of those you want for $425, so a little bit of a discount there, or the display boxes for just over $100, which that's probably what I'm going to be doing here pretty shortly. We'll see how we got to consult the bank account for a bit here, but it won't take a whole lot to convince me, I don't think. So $100 for a display box of Israel's Rebellion booster display box, which in my opinion, is worth it because I like opening boxes, and I'm sure that I will be doing a box opening or two on the channel here. There are a total of 129 unique cards. Each pack will contain 4 Israel's Rebellion cards, 3 commons, and 1 ultra rare or rare, and then the number of filler cards, which will at first be from the I and J starter decks, has yet to be determined. My guess is that it's maybe 6 if there are only 4 Israel's Rebellion cards, because 10 is kind of a good, nice number for a number of cards in a pack, but I really don't know, so that's just speculation at this point, but hopefully not too long after that, we will be seeing some Roots cards in there, which, in case you missed it, Roots, there was a vote for the last few cards to be included in Roots. There were 28 total cards that were nominated, which were all by people who made contributions to the fundraiser. By contributions, I mean they bought cards, which, how cool is it that we get to buy cards to get more cards, and we get to participate in helping the game flourish and thrive, which is great. Anyways, people put up these card ideas from the past, and they got voted on to be included in the root set. There were 28 total cards. 12 of them were cards that apparently were already going to be included in the root set. We don't know which ones those are. And then 2 of them, I think this is how it works out, or how it, if I read it correctly and I'm interpreting correctly, 2 of them were cards from Israel's Rebellion. So we're going to be getting half of those cards regardless, and then 3 of those cards got voted on, and the top 3 all of the cards got voted on. The top 3 made it into Roots for sure. Some of them might have been ones that we were already getting. I'm not sure if they kind of filtered those out or did that separately, but anyways, we were getting Angel Under the Oak, Assyrian Siege Army, and Legion? Was it Assyrian Siege Army? I know it was Legion. Man, I probably should have figured this out before I started recording here. Here we are. Nope, it was Emperor Vitellius, not an Assyrian Siege Army. I remember voting for Assyrian Siege Army, so that's what I wanted. It was pretty close. Legion came in 3rd with 9 votes, and there were a few cards that were tied at 8, including Hezekiah's Signet Ring, I Am Holy, Assyrian Siege Army, and Job's Faith. So if you missed those results, they are posted by Gabe on 5/31/2023 at approximately 8:22 a.m. CST in the Roots contest channel. So anyways, if you want to check that out, you can. In the meantime, go to Your Turn Games, do some pre-orders for Israel's Rebellion. If you need anything else redemption related, they've got it there as well, and you can pick that up too. So now, without further ado, let's get into this week's game. Let's do it.
Alright, no last souls here.
Same here.
Oh.
I rolled a 5.
I got a 6. No, I got a 1. You got it.
All right. I was like, yeah, it's a weird looking 6. I think I will choose to go first.
All right.
I have 1 star that yeah, well, use any stars.
Okay, I'll use 1. We will play a Lost Soul from your deck.
Aw. It's like cheating.
Two. Alright, let's see here.
Should pull out Undesirables here. That's a pretty good one.
Undesirables would set me back further. That's helpful. I guess we will just pull out your Lawless.
Seems good.
Alright, that's all for stars.
I will start us off then. I will put down a Resurrection Revealer. And I will play an Angel Appears. Since you have hand advantage, I will go to my deck. Grab the Heavenly Host. And put discard. We'll make a token when it enters. And then I will put down Elizabeth and make another token. And I will put down John the Forerunner and make another token.
Who needs chamber?
Exactly. Guess I might as well. I'll play a good crowd's choice for this here Star of Bethlehem. And we'll go ahead and play that Star of Bethlehem for x equals 6. I will activate the stars on John, Star of Bethlehem, and Untouchable from my hand. So we'll go ahead and do the top deck on John first. Harvest Time would be nice. Unfortunately, we're going to be going to 3 woes. Oops, mess that up. We'll put 3 woes on top. And then I will draw 2 with Untouchable. Hey, that works. And then, so I will make a token for you.
Okay.
And then I will draw 6 with Star of Bethlehem. So we got an escape, Galileans, replace those. I will Galileans this duplicity away for. Let's do. We'll do a Herod the Great. And then I will escape for a Crowd's Lost Soul. So that goes to my hand. That can go to discard. That goes back to my hand. And now everyone's going to be upset as they're watching the video with me, or they'll be disappointed in me that I had Jeshua in my hand and I did not put him down. So I did not get the trigger from top decking my good dominant.
Such lost value.
I did find a chamber and a Herod's Temple. I will put down Gabriel and get 1 more token. I'll put the Heavenly Host into chamber. And how to attack here? I suppose we'll attack with yeah, I'll attack with Gabriel. I'll ban to Simeon the Devout. And since you have hand advantage, you have to underdeck an evil card from hand.
Okay. Do I reveal my hand then too?
No, you just choose an evil card.
All right. I do not have an evil card to underdeck.
Oh, well, that's all right. In that case, I think you would reveal your hand.
All right.
Let me double check that here. Okay, yeah. If a player attempts to carry out an action required by an ability or game rule on one or more cards in their hand but cannot complete that action, usually due to lack of targets, they must reveal their hand.
Okay.
All right.
There you go.
No evil cards, as it says. I'm quite glad you did not win the die roll. All right. Well, seems good.
Good.
And that's my rescue.
I will not block.
All right. So I will get that token. Let's see. We'll put down this Herod the Great that you know about, and I will pass the turn.
Okay, I'll draw. Still no lost souls.
Boo. Now, I suppose, too, I could have just made the argument that I didn't want to put down Joshua because John the Forerunner has Unity, but then I put him down anyway, so took away my excuse.
John's not territory class, though, so
oops.
Only if he attacked with them would it have mattered.
That's fair.
Okay, let's see. What do we got going on here?
Just realized I wasn't showing everyone my face. Not that they necessarily need to see it, but, you know.
All right. Let's activate.
So I'm negating your neutral cards and also your evil cards in territory.
Neutral evil cards. Yep. We're going to. We're going to Sun of God your crowd's lost soul.
Yep.
And we're going to rescue attempt with Reassuring Angels in exchange to deck.
Let me guess, you're going to go for Judas.
That would be a good rescue.
Get that draw too.
To the surprise of no one. Let me shuffle my deck. Shuffle. Okay, and we will Meekify, as it says on here.
Well, you get a draw two anyway. So.
Oh, almost as good. Okay, your hand's good there. I'll draw my two.
Yep.
I did get a lost soul now.
Hey.
Oh no, another one. All right.
Oops.
And over to you.
All right, so you're negating my bad abilities. Lost souls. Still the first round. All right. Well, I will block with Herod the Great. I will not. I can't go to your reserve. I will not play from deck, and you don't have any other heroes for me to choose, so I will just do him, and then I will ask for action priority, I guess.
I am going to play dominant before that.
Sure.
I'm going to shipwreck your Herod's temple.
Makes sense.
Okay, now you can go ahead.
I will pass on
If you
that.
still want it. All right.
Your
I
initiative.
will. Your initiative.
Oops. Just trying to move them.
Yeah, so let's just go with, try this one first. We'll do Great Commission to convert your Herod the Great.
Yep. He will be converted. What brigade would you like?
You can have blue.
Yes.
Oh no, I did it. Played into his hand.
Hey, he is a nativity hero. So,
Yeah, I suppose.
I will give you, I suppose, harvest, and we'll give you another token here.
Sure. Okay, let's. Still negating neutral, but I think I want to. No, not take control. Turn it over. Put down a face down artifact then. It will pass back to you.
Sweet. Hey, there's that undesirables.
Oh,
I will use the star on Martha the Diligent. Top deck an NT artifact from reserve. I will fail that search. Thought I put one in there. Then I will see nothing in upkeep. I will move the Heavenly Host back and forth out of chamber.
Sure.
We'll make a few more tokens. 2, 3, 4. And we'll move them back into chamber. Sure, we'll put 4 tokens into chamber now too. Now that you've played your shipwreck already.
Yep.
And let's activate, send the helper. I will, don't have anybody to bounce. And too bad you didn't convert Herod to clay. That'd be nice. And yeah, I suppose we'll keep the pressure on here with Gabriel, and I'll ban to Martha and make you reserve an evil card from hand.
Reserve. All right. Do I reveal it as well?
Yes. Cool. I kind of forgot that she doesn't convert to Meek, so I guess I don't get to send the helper trigger.
Oh yeah, she can't voluntarily convert.
Yeah, I don't have a Lazarus for her, so.
All right. Me to blocks.
Yep.
I will choose not to block.
I accept your choice.
You can have your meek. Who needs to draw evil characters?
All right, with that, I will pass the turn.
Okay. Draw. Alright, no lost soul. No stars. Let's see here. Oops. Alright, so let's play Spirit as a dove for my territory class.
Yep.
We're going to search deck for a good New Testament card. We're going to grab a 3 Woes.
That's a pretty good New Testament card.
We are going to play a 3 Woes as evil. Targeting Resurrection Revealer.
Alright.
We are going to activate a Send the Helper.
Yep.
We'll bounce my Matthew. Alright, we are going to, I'll start with this. We'll rescue with Matthew, convert to Meek.
Yep. You get 2 again.
Yay! Let's see. Alright, so we're looking at this. I'll block this turn. What's this? Okay, good. I'll draw my 2. I'll harvest Lost Soul you. Have a token.
Sweet.
Don't. Alright, 1 sec. Let me see if I want to do something before you block. I don't think that works, but. Yeah, no, you're good.
Alright. Let's block with Saul of Tarsus.
What?
And I will take an unsuccessful from reserve.
Yep.
My initiative?
Mm. 1 second, let me check something. I don't think that's gonna work. Yeah, go ahead.
Alright. Play an unsuccessful.
Yeah, got it. All right, then let's play out a Thomas the Twin.
Yep. He's just a tad late, I guess.
Yeah. Unless you want to do more searching for me. Then I'll put out a Herod's Temple.
Alright.
All right, over to you.
Draw 3. Got an imitate. Okay, upkeep. I will imitate Lawless on myself.
Okay.
Field to all top 6. Pontius or Famine in the Land. I suppose we'll do. Let's see. I see your guys are protected. So I will take Pontius Pilot.
Okay.
The rest on the bottom. And it's all my upkeep triggers. Thomas does things if I search. Alright, I'll move Heavenly Host and make more tokens in case they come in handy for some reason. So I will just mark 5 on that one.
Okay.
And put down Pontius Pilate and entrapping Pharisees. And I will, I guess I'll turn over, send the helper, and I will make a rescue with Gabriel. I will negate my Pontius Pilate.
Okay.
And ban to Simeon to make you underdeck an evil card from hand.
All right. Underdeck, Foreign Spears. Bottom of deck.
Alright, that's my rescue.
All right. Let's. No ongoing battle effects right now, right?
No. Just that Pontius Pilate is negated.
All right. I can live with that. Let's block with a Herod's Guard.
Yep.
At the next good card, exchange with deck. Okay. Well, let's bring out the Posty.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll go to reserve. Oh, excuse me. Grab my Feudal Inquisition you put in there earlier.
Seems good. I think I will play a 3 woes is good to negate that.
All right. Back to reserve. All right. And then my initiative.
Yep.
I will pass.
That's fine with me.
All right. Here you can have another token as well.
Sweet.
I don't have another token in my thing.
No,
You got it?
Yep.
I added one token in thinking it would add more than one, but apparently it doesn't.
Yeah, there's also a shortcut that you can, or like a what's the word I'm looking for? You can spawn tokens in by like or a keyword or whatever that you do in the chat, but can show you how to do that afterwards here.
Sure.
With that, I will. I guess I will put down Golgotha, but I will not search.
Okay.
And then I will pass the turn.
All right. I will draw. Oh, there we go. I've been nicer earlier against your Simeon.
Yes.
Try to replace that. Okay. All right, upkeep. We'll keep woes where it is.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we'll send the helper. We're gonna bounce my Matthew again.
Yep.
We're going to. I'm going to do this now. I'm going to second coming in the Son of God. We're going to grab your undesirables. That's hidden under stuff now. Trying to be sneaky over
there. You got me.
All right. Then let's Matthew. Rescue attempt with Matthew.
Mm-hmm.
Makeify him. Take a look at your hand.
You got it.
We get a good old draw 2 again. Oh.
Yeah, you get a couple more this time.
4.
Yep.
Alright, 1 second. What's this do? Oh man, you got like options now. All right,
Just the worst.
I'll draw my 4.
Yep.
Prosperity, replace it. Ugh. Salty, replace it.
Salty.
Oh geez. Humble, replace it. Okay.
And you're beating me on cards now, so.
Do I want a prosperity? Let me see what I have here.
Get plenty of options to discard, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I might as well. Let me. At this point, what do I not want? Okay, I'm gonna discard and Angel from the Sun. Draw 2. Okay, after all that, there's my rescue attempt.
Alrighty. Well, if you hadn't drawn cards, your Crowd's Lost Soul would have been helping me out here for my entrapping Pharisees, but think I will block with a Saul of Tarsus. And I'll go for a draw 2.
Okay.
And yep, that's my block.
All right, so I will play Dominant.
Yep.
I'm going to ride on to Authority.
All right. So that will hit the guys in territory. Saul is protected from the first. Or from the next enhancement opponent plays. Which I think it's actually the first time I've seen that actually come up. Yeah. Usually you get the initiative. Alright, it's my initiative.
No.
Oh.
I'm gonna Angel the Lord yourself.
That one works. I will give you another token.
Yay, token. Okay. I'm going to play out Wall of Protection.
Seems good.
I don't want to play that out. I'll play that out Herodias.
Alright.
Alright, and then pass to you.
Draw 3. Right. Well, I guess I will use a couple of stars. I guess I'll just use the 1. Your hand is protected, but I'll look at your reserve.
Okay, let's see. Reserve, appeal to others.
Okay, how much stuff you got in here? That's you got abandonment and contagious fear for blocking and futile. Okay. Seems reasonable.
Okay.
3 woes is good. I guess we'll negate your crowds.
Nice.
Oh wait. Actually, I guess it'll negate your salty. Yeah, that makes more sense.
Okay.
Because I drew this one. So I will play that and go find a Son of God.
Yes. Seems good since it was on your bottom.
Yeah. And
I suppose.
go ahead and play that along with the
Sure.
second coming.
That's sure to trigger my Thomas.
Yes.
Cool. I know. Yeah. It doesn't matter. You got both.
Yeah,
But...
and then I'll play some up.
Yeah. You got it.
Good game. That was a quick one. Not a whole lot of defense to be seen. I guess I had a little bit, but I had just enough, I guess.
Yeah, apparently one defensive block is all it took.
Yep. That was quite the opening hand for this deck, though, getting that. Having, I mean, I guess an Angel appears, Crowd's Choice, and then enough other heroes to, trigger a Heavenly Host. So that's,
yeah, you drew what, like 12 cards or something like that in your first turn?
Yeah. Yep. Should have been one more. Should have put down Joshua. I feel like enough people would argue that he doesn't belong in this deck that I should have remembered to put him down so I could show people the value that he brings. But I think there are just enough of the top deck star abilities that I think he's worth it. But still testing that out.
So I'm let me see, one thing I suppose that would have been negated by the 3 woes anyway, never mind. Nope, I was trying to think back to other plays I could have made, but I think I didn't have any defensive plays I could have really done differently with what I had.
Yeah, that was kind of fortunate for me that you were drowning on defense because I didn't really draw many of my battle impacting enhancements. I had Untouchable since the beginning, but I didn't have any heroes to play it on.
I didn't even notice you didn't have any clay.
Yeah, I could have done. I mean, I could have done my Meek Martha, but I figured since I was kind of needing to put the pressure on your hand since you didn't have any evil to start, then I'd keep on just going that way. But I should have just kept on going with Simeon, and then I would have had Martha as Meek, but couldn't find my Lazarus, so
yeah.
Yeah, I like how the disciples are coming together. Seems like you've been picking up some of the typical strategies. I think Wall of Protection seems to be being played more in disciples these days. But
yeah, makes sense. Seems good.
Yeah, especially with other disciple decks going around, and it gives you that extra layer of defensive protection against the choose the blocker. I mean, I guess it also works against choose the rescuer with Herod the Great. And
yeah, I suppose that makes sense.
Wonder. I guess it doesn't do anything against Pontius Pilate though, because he's an exchange. So, but you still got Herod's Temple for that. So,
right.
Yeah. And you got the salty in there too. So, suppose you don't need too many. I mean, you got Spirit as a Dove, which I mean that's pretty good in battle too. Are you running the Lord's Prayer?
Yes, I am. It's in the deck somewhere. That's the regardless of protect, right?
No, that's the territory class one that lets you search deck or reserve for a gospel enhancement, and then you shuffle it.
Oh. I am not currently, no.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. I mean, if you're running salty, then that makes sense, I think. Yeah. Especially because it looks like you've got some ways to get salty out, like with the Ascension star ability and whatnot. So.
Yep. Yeah, I toyed with maybe even playing Harvest, but.
Oh, sure.
Playing Rhydon and Grapes over it.
Right. Yeah, it's one of the tough things with deck building is getting those dom slots figured out.
Why
So,
can't there be
like,
more bad dominance that you
right.
just play the once?
Like this deck really should be playing the Resurrection, but
Oh, you're not.
somehow I'm not. Yeah. Got Angel, Woes, right on, and then Star and Crowd's Choice.
Okay.
So maybe I could see an argument for cutting Angel for it, but yeah, I don't know. That Resurrection Revealer is my only empty tomb hero, so it's doesn't might not get maximum value off of it, but probably still enough for Resurrection. I don't know.
Would it be better over Crowd's Choice maybe if you have enough other drawing stuff?
Yeah, that's a possibility. I suppose like in that opening hand, if I had Resurrection over Crowd's Choice, well, no, I suppose I wouldn't have been able to get to Star. I could have gotten to Chamber right away, but I didn't really need it with all the other Nativity heroes I had.
Yeah.
That's kind of the thing, is that like I don't really need Chamber as much in this uh version, I guess, of the Heavenly Host token deck. I don't know, but or since I have mostly other Nativity heroes. So
All right, it seems kind of redundant then, except for protecting your Gabriel, I guess, is the only one you would care about protecting.
right, yeah, it's more or mostly just there for like if it's another layer kind of option, I guess, for turn one. Make tokens and then negating the evil. Yeah, it's kind of nice too.
Yeah,
Especially with, but I guess I also have that with Elizabeth, so it's I guess you get layers. Stop those annoying characters like Herodias there.
Would I suppose it might be a layering question. The Herods, I suppose negating from the chamber Herod's Temple would not protect my Herods from that.
Correct. Yeah, negate doesn't target the card; it targets the abilities. So you can't protect from a negate.
Okay.
But you can negate and protect.
Okay. Yep. Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out some of these different layers and stuff.
Right. Oh, yeah, I also realized, I think the second turn, or maybe, I think it was one of the turns that you attacked with Matthew, that you had sent the helper up. I don't think or even if you're converting him, you can use send the helper to take from reserve.
Yeah, I realized afterwards I could have done that, and I could have taken something to save that battle that I could have righted it on in.
Oh, sure.
I mean, I would have used my ride on I had in my hand, but I could have. Yeah, if I would have remembered to send the helper, I had nothing in my hand that would have changed that battle, but I could have sent the helper for something for my reserve, but I forgot to.
Yeah, I suppose if you did, like, I mean, you didn't really need awesome things in the last battle there because you had the angel. So yeah, that might have.
Yeah, I suppose I could have just angel.
Yeah, because I don't think I had anything really to answer that. I was gonna, depending on you not having angel there. I mean, even if you did give me initiative, I think I probably would have just had to play clinging to power into like Balaam's disobedience and just hope you didn't have angel or the regardless of protect enhancement. Love one another. But
yeah, I did not have it in hand. But yeah, I forgot about Saul being protected from my authority of Christ.
Oh yeah. Yeah, otherwise that would have done it.
Otherwise I would have probably just angeled instead.
Right, yeah. Yeah, makes sense.
Oh no, the game's over now. We're just kind of putting stuff out. Although Jaden was trying to sneak some lost souls under his other lost souls on me.
Totally, yeah. Yeah, there was well, I guess so that would have been the thing. If you did win that battle, if you did play the awesome things to my unsuccessful, then I would have had undesirables to give you at that point.
Oh yeah,
Unless
so
you
it
had
kicked me back a turn anyway.
yeah, unless you had drawn second coming by that point.
No, I hadn't. I think I drew it the next turn.
Okay. Yeah, because I did consider giving it to you then, just while I didn't think you had the way to negate it, and maybe I should have, just because that. But I figured that if you had something, then or to get around unsuccessful, then I could give it to you, and if not, then it was kind of a wash. So
Yeah.
but,
All right. So yeah, going back to everything, I don't think I could have done anything differently.
Yeah, I think it would have. Yeah, I think it would have washed out the same. So.
All right. Well, it's good to keep some other plays in my mind.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll catch you later. Good game.